Ayo, Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshua, Hashem, Makakadash, double honor to the apostle, elders, and GreatMillStone, Shalom to the brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth. So, brother Emma1 from the GMS London camp. Got an article on The Guardian, yeah. It says Britons in EU could lose access to UK bank accounts under no-deal Brexit. It says warning comes in government technical notices telling businesses and public how to prepare in event of no-deal Brexit. So basically, this is through, man. Holy shit. Like the UK, basically this whole Brexit fiasco is the way this shit, the longer this goes on, the bigger of a heap of shit it's looking like, man. It's actually fucking hilarious. But I'll just go into it because it's fucking funny, man. You know, these guys were like screaming Brexit, all that shit, you know, going around fucking people up over this. But now it's like, basically, it's just been revealed that, basically, you know, it's basically, the thing is that beast, bro, that is a power structure of the so-called white man. If you're gonna, EU and NATO, that's the power structure. So if you're gonna basically separate yourself from it, then you're basically losing access to that power structure, man, which is just fucking retarded. It says consumers would face slower and more costly credit card payments when they buy EU products, and British citizens living abroad could lose access to their bank accounts in the event of a no-deal Brexit, the government has warned. The Brexit Secretary, Dominic Raab, insisted he was confident that a good deal is in our sights as he launched 24 technical notices in Westminster on Thursday morning, telling businesses and the public how to prepare if no deal is reached. So basically, if the deal don't get sorted, then you're just gonna be messed up. And the thing is, you got a lot of Brits overseas, especially in Spain, Italy, other places. They're just living out there. And these guys are just gonna be fucked because if your cards ain't working, you ain't gonna be able to pay your bills. Can't access your bank accounts, you're fucked. You know what I mean? How are you even going to be able to fly back? You might not even be able to use that EU passport you got to get back. It's gonna be real funny, man. It's gonna be real messy. But that shows the fucking, how much this place is ready to blow, man. Because that's like that's beautiful, man. That just shows that it's gonna get real messy, man. And all these Edomites have been living good. Got these huge swath mansions off in Buckinghamshire. They're gonna be getting messed up. Says what, with UK banks likely to lose access to EU's payment systems, the financial services paper warns that customers, including businesses using these providers to process euro payments, could face increased costs and slow processing times for euro transactions. It added, the cost of card payments between UK and EU will likely increase. Customers of UK's banks living in the EU may lose ability to access lending and deposit services and insurance contracts, the paper says. Meanwhile, businesses are warned that if the UK leaves without a deal, the free circulation of goods between the EU and the UK and EU would cease. So basically, it's just gonna be fucked up on every level, man. People. The thing is like, a lot of people don't really understand how these things work. They don't really know what a trade deal is. They don't really know how, how these governments things be moving. They're just like, just what's it called? The fucking English the Euro tunnel. Jump on the Eurostar. Yeah, let's go. I'm going back. Some Edomites going backpacking around Europe. I saw them when I was at work, and I said, well, yeah, better do it before the Brexit's done, man, because you might not be able to after us. They laugh, but then I'm like, that's some real shit. I mean, I'm laughing because this ain't my power structure, this ain't my realm. This is the so-called white people's world. You guys are meant to be living it up, having a good time. But I'm basically waiting for that coming kingdom, man, that future kingdom to come, man, that's gonna smash this place. But I'm like, you guys should be upset. That's your power structure coming to it, being destroyed before your very eyes. it says what firms would need to fill out customs declarations for goods entering the UK from the EU, and should think about whether they should engage the services of a customs broker, freight forwarder, or logistics provider to help, or alternatively secure the appropriate software and authorization. That means that's a lot of shit that I'm sure a lot of guys never even thought of in their life, man. You might be selling fucking your pots of jam, and you just, before you were just able to sell, some French guys like, yeah, so we take the jam, and then you just ship it over to him. But now you're thinking, like, you got all this shit to go through, and then even the money you're getting, there's all kind of hell, that's hell. Basically, you're like, that's the UK, hey man, the way it's looking, it's like this place is going to become as hell. Funny as hell, man. And it says what businesses should, if necessary, put steps in place to renegotiate commercial terms to reflect any changes in customs and excise procedures and any tariffs that may apply to UK and EU trade. Them tariffs too, and them tariffs, that's trade war level shit that's going on. Trump putting them tariffs in, that's a trade war. So now it's like you can have between the EU UK. That's hilarious as all hell, man. You're gonna need a crisis to happen so that basically this can get swept under the rug, and everyone can become friends again. And that's where them world wars come in. That's where martial law, so-called terrorists, false flag terrorist attacks. Esau's, are gonna have to speed this thing up, because hey man, it's living in the UK ain't gonna be too fun for much longer, man. But it's funny, they're going to a few things, even like fucking like Ireland, because there's like Northern Ireland, which counts as like part of the UK, and then you just got regular Ireland, which is part of Europe. They're gonna have to put a proper border down between that as well. There's, this whole Brexit thing is a beautiful hot mess, man. It's just, hey, hopefully this shit just don't even, before the time ticks up, they just, make it a thing where it's like, fuck it, just, kick the thing off, man, and we get the fuck out of here. That's how I'm, meditating and having faith, these things come to pass, because boy, it's gonna get real messy. But let me read this. Daniel 2 and let me start with 41. It says, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for so much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. So that's talking about them 10 toes, which is like, that EU and NATO, and that's basically, part of it is going to be strong, part of it is iron, and you've got the weaker parts. So it's like now it's being revealed that Britain's like one of the weaker parts now. They used to have the power, when they had the empire, when things were running good. But now it's like it's okay. Britain's all this 2 years, and there ain't gonna be no deal. It's being revealed as one of them weaker parts, man. It basically, holds significance because, that's how the elites had it set up, like the banking capital and that. It's a big part of how they run the banking system. But, this is part of the plans, of course. And it says what, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And where thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seeds of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So it's basically, you got them strong and them weak parts, and basically these guys ain't really cleaved together, and you can see, because it's like, the UK's always been talking shit. People thought Brexit was going to be, a positive thing. They were thinking Brexit was basically going to result in, in just pure good times for the UK, but what's being revealed now? It's a hot mess, man. Hot mess. That's them 10 toes ain't cleaving together, and that's a part of why Esau's system needs to go, man. It's gonna get wiped out, Because, you know, it's so-called white man, this guy's got the rule as a nation. But, you know, you got the elites basically fucking over the ones on the bottom, man. These guys are actually, you know, putting their own people in slavery. Let me read this. Luke, was it 11 and 17. It says, but he knowing their thoughts said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. If Satan also be divided against himself, how shall his kingdom stand? So yeah, and that's what's happened. Satan's house is divided against himself. The UK against the EU. That is one Edomite power structure against another Edomite power structure. Even America against Russia. That's two Edomite power structures battling against each other, which is just, y'all, you know, that's simple as hell. Because you're doing that, but then, what's it going to result in? It's going to result in, like, just a hot massacre, a lot of confusion, man. Guys not really knowing. You're thinking the guy's your enemy, but, you know, really, that, you know, y'all are meant to be banded together, but that's how the elites are doing it, man. They got their secret councils, and they're basically keeping a lot of their people in the dark. But that's how the Lord had it set up in the spirit, man, where it's, you know, the righteous rule, he's ain't gonna do no righteous rule. That's why this place has got to crumble, man. As you can see it happening, man, from the UK, from the EU, Trump, the, you know, Russia, all these different things, showing the crumbling of that Edomite power structure. But yeah, you know, to continue to watch, man, watch and pray, man. But yeah, I'll leave it there, man. Say, I'll pray, see, I'll